They look down and they're like, oh, baby. They're just like, what the hell is this? Welcome to One Piece chapter 1166 titled New Tale. We have an amazing, cute little, cover art before we start off with Roger, Garp, and Rox here laying on the floor. Rox wondering if they really broke the curse. We see his eyes now white, looking up into the sky, and in the shadows, we see Garling, Summers, and Mafy approaching Rox. Rox is like, damn it, it's too late, Roger. Garp, run, you can't die here. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to say. We see Garling lift up his blade, about to steal the kill, and Rox's last words were, thanks for stopping me. Man, dude, this is what makes Rox such a freaking awesome character. He has done some bad things, but this man, there's still like a bit of a heart inside him. And it makes me wonder if Rox really did all these awful things that we were told, because what we have seen from him is not all that bad. Sure, he pillaged a place, but it seemed like that place was already bad. He kicked Loki, but there are also a lot of good characters in this manga, including Luffy, who have harmed little kids. I'm just saying. That doesn't make you super evil. Let's continue before I get canceled. All right, we have Gabon and Rayleigh running away. They are holding Rox and Garp in their hands. Rayleigh is like, how's Rox? Oh, no. It's Garp. Garp is saying this as he is over the shoulder of Gabon, and he's like, how is Rox? And then Gabon is talking with Garp of like, you're worrying about the enemy? And he's like, hey, I'm your enemy too. And then Roger's like, Rayleigh, tell me what happened to Rox. And Rayleigh was like, he was killed. So we know that Rayleigh and Gabon knew the truth about what happened with Rox. And then we see the island crushing into itself. Hurry, the island is collapsing. It is going in on itself. Don't let the pirates escape. Roger's ship is on the move. Fire. So the Marines are still there as they see the island crumbling. It's basically imploding and crushing into itself. This event would leave no mark on the pages of history. Wow. The crumbling island was swallowed by the waves and consumed by fog. The thriller bark theory is going crazy right now. It is getting closer and closer. That was the essence of the God Valley incident. We see now the island shrouded in fog. The Marine ships are leaving. Roger's ship is leaving. The other pirates are leaving. The silence in the incident's wake lasted only a moment before a massive bolt of lightning split the heavens. And with that, the curtain rose for new tales to unfold. What is this? Maybe hold on a second. Maybe Uranus doesn't just like shoot you with a bunch of beams. Maybe those beams, that power was because of the Mother Flame, but maybe at this moment they didn't have access to the Mother Flame, so it just basically shrouded itself in storm clouds and created a single bolt of lightning. Like, very, very interesting. Oh, fascinating. Still, hold on. Just wait till Roger's up. Come on, Captain. I'm dying to open up the treasure chests. Okay, so now we're about to have the Shanks moment coming out of the treasure chest. Roger gets up. He's like, sorry to worry you guys. Yeah, we're thrilled. More importantly, check this out. Don't you care about me at all? And then it's so cute. And Rayleigh and Shocky are next to each other. And then we have all the Roger pirates celebrating that they got a ton of treasure to boot. We see the Shanks treasure chest right in front. And we hear, they're like, wait, what's going on? They're like looking around. There's like, wait, there's a baby in here? Roger opens up the treasure chest. He gulps. They look down and they're like, oh, baby. They're just like, what the hell is this? This ain't true. Oh, well, I guess there is still treasure in this chest, but they're like, oh, it's a baby. We cut away. Rox pirates wiped out. Predictably, news coverage was falsified. Only one aspect of the story was highlighted: the heroism of Garp. It said that the Rock pirates have been vanquished. People are celebrating that Rox is dead. We have other people saying, I knew it, Vice Admiral Garp is the strongest. Garp, he's our hero. We go back to the Grand Line Navy HQ. People are like, what the hell is this article. Garp is, no, this is Garp. Garp's ripping it up. He's like, what the hell is this? I cannot wait to get my hands on that Morgan fella. Relax, Garp. He only wrote that stuff because the government paid him off. All right, Sengoku kind of giving the real story. The world government and the Marines are massive organizations. If you can count the member nation, if you can count the member nation's armies, we're talking about tens of millions of soldiers worldwide. It's impossible to account for everyone's actions and motivations. So if the top brass ever do strike me as insane, I'd simply turn a blind eye to it. And then Garp's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna do what, brother? And then and then we have Garp just getting so upset that he's just beating up Sengoku. It's just like I said, you're just another promotion chasing fool. Shut up. What good can you do barking from the bottom of the cliff? Hey, you two, like, relax. If you ever stray and get corrupted, I'll kill you myself. How reassuring. I guess that's what friends are for. Interesting. So Garp is like, hey, if you're out of line and you start playing, if you start being a dog to the government, I'm gonna kill you. And then Sengoku's like, so you're not quitting then, Garp? He's like, idiot. There's still things at the bottom of the cliff that need a guard dog. Fascinating. Okay, all right, Garp, you know what? You're all right, man. He is the guard dog for the Marines to protect all the men who don't have power, you know, so that he knows that at least the men that I can foresee and look at do the right thing, you know? So I get it, Garp. I get you. I apologize. We now cut to Elbath, to New World. We hear crying. We see Loki as a child there crying. You again, I ain't letting you on my ship. How many times do I gotta tell you, Pipsqueak? You think I want a brat on my crew? And then we have Loki just tearing up crying because he read the news about Rox dying. What is this? The guy I want ain't giving me the time of day, but his snot-nosed brat won't leave me alone. And what? Loki is like, hey, Rox, I think you're Nika. And he's like, Nika? The warrior liberation who will destroy the world while laughing. Destroy it? I'm aiming to be the king of the world. Besides, if anyone got that sort of a power, it's Harold. Listen up, Loki. Somewhere out there, the Galila are slumbering. They're an outrageous band of Ravengers, and the only one who can put them back into play is your pops. I'm gonna continue to rally the rogues of the world. Oh, that's awesome, man. So Rox was trying to build on basically his grand fleet of outlaws and rogues. Okay. I was thinking, because, you know, I was feeling like, you know, the more and more we're learning about Rox, the more and more he feels like Luffy. And it's true. This guy, Rox, is just Luffy. So just imagine if Harold and I teamed up. Who could possibly stop us? And then we have Loki going, oh, that's so cool. So why aren't you and Pop's allies already? And then Rox is like, because of love. But I'm going to come back again and again. I don't care if it takes 100 or 200 meetings. And then we have, you know, Loki looking at the news about Rox dying and continuing to cry, his tears pouring down. We are now on a certain island. What island is this? It's a vicious assault. King Harold of Elbath is. Have any citizens been harmed? No. He attacked another giant, some thug. It's quite a brutal scene. You still don't get it. I understand, really, I'm sorry. I'll never steal from humans again. You don't get it. None of you do. Oh, damn. So a giant went off, started to steal from humans, and then Harold is like, you don't freaking get it. Don't do this again. And he is pummeling this giant. Huge trash heaps like you are responsible for the terrors in our race's history. And that's why we can't be trusted. We only desire to peacefully engage with the world now, but they can't trust us. And he is just wailing on this guy. People are scared, running away, seeing how vicious Harold is, even though he is really like, I mean, he's just letting his frustrations out on like this one giant. If this one giant didn't do what he did, it's not gonna stop the racism. But you know, Harold is just in this moment of like grief with Rox and realizing that he is maybe not doing all the best that he can to make sure that the giants are good. He's like, Your Highness, he's already out cold. I didn't want to jeopardize Elbath's chances of joining the world government. That was my only reason for not helping him. I forsook my closest friend as he begged me for aid. I left him to die, and we have a beautiful panel of Harold crying, of him just realizing the regret and the mistakes he made. And we have Rox going, but it doesn't feel like luck's on my side anymore, Harold. Lend me a hand. Wow. There's no turning back now. I will never forgive a giant who does evil. And then the newspaper comes out, Giant King loses. We're at the Navy HQ headquarters, underground detention center. We have Garp and Dragon here. Dragon is in jail. He's like, Dad, I'm going to quit the Marines. And you? He's like, okay. And then Dragon looks at his dad and says, I despise you. And Garp is like, okay, and drops the key to the cell. Man, I get it, man. I freaking get it. I love this. I freaking love this because this is kind of the debate that has been going on with the One Piece community, and understandably so, and not just the community, but just in general, about what do you feel is the right course of action for freedom? What is the right course of action for making the world a better place? Some people, like Garp, feel like they can make these changes from within the structure. And other people, like Dragon, feel like they can make the changes outside of the structure. And if you watch my reactions, you know that I'm more ally with a Dragon type of character than I do with a Garp type of character. So I love this moment where we understand why Dragon despises Garp, and Garp understands why Dragon despises him. But despite that, he still has enough faith and still has enough love for his son to not only just like kind of brush it off, but to also allow him to escape. We cut away. We have Ida-san. We have Jarl-san. Harold, I've made up my mind. I made up my mind. Ida, Elder Jarl. I don't care about appearances anymore. Hardin, Loki, you both are my precious sons. Okay, all right. So now Harold is like, I'm going to do things right. I want you to get along when I'm gone. Damn. I hope this is very interesting, right? Because Haruden has not really told us this side of the story about how his father's hope was that they both got along, and that was something that Harden just doesn't bother to let us know. So I love this kind of connection of like, you know, Harden just wanted you guys to just have fun, just be together. We're back at the Marineford Navy HQ, and do what you can to support Elbaf. Oh my god, Harden is taking the giant ship to Marineford. That ship is from Elbaf. My apologies, King Harold, but my superiors have ordered me not to let you land. High-ranking Marines and leaders of the world government, I ask you to hear me out. He, in front of the Marineford HQ, he tears off his horns. Allow me to atone for the sins of the past 1,000 years. I apologize for every wrong the giant race has committed. The children of Elbaf are being raised to live without harming others, so that one day they may walk hand in hand with humanity. I do all this to prove our unwavering commitment to peace. I'll do whatever it takes to atone for our sins, even if it means becoming a slave. No. So in his moment of grief, Haruden, wanting to be a peaceful giant, apologizes to the world government. Emu hears this, and Haruden is like, even if it means I am a slave, which then makes perfect sense why they were able to build the ritual like sign in Quest Castle, and maybe why he got Domi reversied in maybe a different way than what happened with the rocks. It might be similar to Gunko, where it might be a pact. Man, dude, that's so sad. Dude, One Piece is freaking so good. All of these characters, all of their motives, everything that they've been doing, and the way like even I'm coming to understand them, they all make perfect sense. This is so good. Yeah, bravo to Oda. Oda, this is incredible. There's one more thing I want to look at though. Man, Oda at no point lets us see Rock smile. Is he a D-Clan member? Is he really D-Clan? Did Oda just forget? I don't think so. This has to be purposely done. We don't see him smiling in his death. No mention of it at all. I don't know how I feel about that. Like that must be done on purpose, right? Rock's not smiling. Man, I mean, look, it's a very depressing it's like a very depressing chapter, but it really sets up so perfectly all of our characters' motives in the beginning of the story. It's so well done. Man, bravo. Oda, God Valley, truly a spectacular, well worth the wait flashback. You teased us so many times in One Piece about the God Valley incident. To now finally see it in full, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. That's it. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch me react to One Piece chapter 1166. Also, hey, thank you also to the Patreon members, YouTube members, and Twitch subscribers. I appreciate the support. Okay, thank you. Bye.